So recently I've been scouting the big BSS boys comment section, and a lot of them have been getting comments about why they don't use pollen text. So today, me, a talking panda bear, will tell you why they don't use pollen text, and why really no one should use pollen text during boosts, and here's why. Okay, so first we're going to talk about blue hives using pollen text. Personally, I don't think there's a problem with blue using pollen text. I used to use pollen text as blue, and I could clearly see all my tokens. It's not really a problem because blue numbers are usually a lot bigger and higher up on the screen, and they're not a lot of small numbers. Pretty much all the numbers are in one place, so you can clearly see where all the tokens are. And I used to be blue and white and red, talking from experience here. So pretty much blue, yeah, you're fine to use pollen text for blue. You're really not gonna have any problems with it. But let's start talking about red and white. We'll first start with red just because I am a red hive and this is the easiest one for me to experiment with at the moment. So currently we don't have pollen text on. I usually just keep it off, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to turn it on. So as you can see, we have a lot of numbers. Also, pollen text turns off your instant conversion numbers if you didn't know. So it's not just those numbers, but it's also the numbers you get from instant conversion. Anyway, moving on, as you can see, we have a lot of numbers here and it's really hard to see. So we're gonna have our scorch star right here. We're gonna try and stand in the flames, you know, get our thing as big as possible. Okay, anyway, as we grow the scorch, you can see that the numbers are becoming harder and harder to see until the point where I can't see anything in front of me at the moment. I can't see anything at all. Okay, I can see a little bit, but you can't see any of the tokens in there. If there was a spicy token, I would have missed it. Especially when X-Flame activates, yeah, I literally can't see anything. I'm just walking around blindly at this point. You kind of have to zoom in if you want a chance of even seeing anything. So that's kind of the reason why you don't use pollen text for red. Pretty much white collects a lot, and especially when the big numbers appear, it's pretty much impossible to see anything. Unless you're in Spider, and here's why. For white hives, they optimize collecting only white pollen. They don't really care about blue or red pollen. And although most of them do have a gifted tad, which does give you that extra 10% blue pollen, it's not really something that's maximized and not something that's really useful. Same with the festive bee giving the 10% red pollen. And since red and blue pollen are really lowly collected on white hives, you can kind of see that when you're boosting, you can see that the white number is all the way at the top, and then the blue numbers and red numbers are at the bottom. And the problem this presents is that the blue numbers and red numbers are really low and close to the field, but there are a lot of these smaller blue and red numbers, which is why it becomes practically impossible to see anything when you're collecting it. Unless you're in Spider, therefore you don't have any of those blue and red pollen numbers. It's a little bit more bearable, but I still wouldn't suggest using it. Pretty much pollen text is all aesthetic, and to be honest, I hate it. I'm getting it off. My flames